All right. So what we've got is the problem with the two systems joining into each other. My recommendation is I would go ahead and close all open views and have waste, and then we're going to duplicate waste, and you'll see I actually have one down there. It's called waste copy. So those are the only two views I want you to have open. I'm going to explain to you why. I know it doesn't totally make sense yet. Just bear with me.
Hang on, let me just put the memory what I'm working with. Coordination casino copy, plumbing, and domestic. Okay. And I'm going to need to make a filter for gas so we can turn that off in here.
Wouldn't that be nice if you could save that setup?
A view setup?
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, that would be pretty nice.
If anyone from Autodesk was watching, who knows? Maybe in 8 years they'll put it in.
That would be nice. All right.
Right? All right, so now go ahead and open that waste copy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to find all that was a section box enabled of the waste. So what we're going to do, go ahead and do an isometric of it just so we can see it on screen. All right. So what this is when I was trying to check the underground for all the waste, and I just wanted to get some counts and stuff. So
Okay.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and click back on your waste tab and then do a window tile. All right. See, so the idea is let's find an area where you see that problem. Right? You saw it right down there. That's Ramsey's kitchen, I believe.
No, it's on the north side. It's this guy
There's
right
one.
here.
There's one right there. I want you to select those objects that you see as a problem, and then I
There's a
want you
lot
to
of
go.
them.
Well, just that in that view. Just in that view. Okay.
How
No,
do you
no,
want me?
you're working too hard. Just do a window around all that crap, and then do
Yeah, but
BX.
then it'll get all the lower stuff. Oh, you're just trying to get a section box?
I'm just trying to get a section box in the other view that's better. There you go. Now go to the other one and type BX. All right. Let's do a VV and turn off the architecture. We don't need any other disciplines on in this stuff. And that's where when I'm going to start changing those, that you'll notice that's why I make a copy. If I'm going to start turning things on to see things,
it's already off.
Turn the structure off too then.
Oh, okay.
So you'll notice I turned the structure on because I was trying to see where those grease wastes were hitting those objects. Did you put that in, or that was the warning for
that
this?
was probably my note for this thing.
All right, so looks like what's the extra lines that are more of a bluish green? Would you pick on one of those?
Those are the gas lines.
All right.
I just said I need to make a filter for those.
Yep. Why don't you make a filter for that? Be good for everyone to see.
All right. What this is going by description or system type?
I would just go in and copy one of your other ones. You'll see it real quick.
Okay.
You just do a VV and duplicate one of your other. You see how we got piping cold, piping tempered, piping roof leaders? We just need one for piping gas. So go ahead and edit and then duplicate that guy.
What the hell? Oh, I hit add instead of edit. I'm sorry.
That doesn't matter.
All right. Duplicate.
Nope. See, if you do edit, then it's going to change that particular one. What you want to do is an add.
So I don't want to duplicate that?
But because you did it as an edit, it's going to change the one that's there.
No, I did this.
Okay, maybe I saw it wrong. Fine. See how we have three? Why don't we just say if it begins with G space?
Sorry.
That's fine. You had it.
My screen blinks right as I was on it.
That's all right.
Oh, and it's just G.
GW or G space. You got to have the space or it's going to grab the grease waste and turn it off.
Okay. And that's an apply. No.
No, that's just an okay. In 2020, none of that stuff happens. Now you need to add it.
Did I pass it?
Piping gas right there. Turn it off. Now you did that in the wrong view. You see that?
Well, we don't want it in the other view either.
You know, I guess you're true. I guess that's true. And see, this is where it's beneficial to have Jaffe, and Jaffe's available tomorrow because, like, he can take that piping gas and apply that to all the views out there. You with me?
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. So you can pull your section box up. We don't need to see that stuff that's below. That's a wall hydrant that's not connected. Therefore, it's undefined. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pull. There's a grease waste going off. I want to see so that only the main grease waste is. Yeah, pull that section. No, I want to go further. I want to see. No, the other way. The other way.
Oh.
I want to see where it transitions. Okay. That's just because of that section box.
You want me to keep going?
Well, it looks like your vent system right there where you broke it is good. All right. So now what we got to do is we got to go to view. Go to your view. And then out last one, user interface. And go down and turn on your systems browser. All right. And go ahead and hit the plus next to piping. Hit the plus next to grease waste and to vent. Vents at the bottom. See all those vents. We shouldn't have that many vent systems. We should only have, I believe, 11 vent systems. You're actually going to have one vent system for every place it pokes through the roof, right? So all the pipes that are so what happens is we have way too many. So if you went over to the section 3D box part and picked on that grease waste.
This one?
Find out what his number is. No.
Oh, in here?
Nope. Yep. There you go. He's grease waste 5. I want you to go ahead and delete grease waste 5.
What about the plus?
No, don't care about that. I just want you to hit right click on that sucker and delete. I can't see that because it's on the screen. All right, now this is where it's weird. Everything looks like it now turned to pink. What I need you to do is stretch that box a little bit. Just the section box. Just stretch it just a little bit. I don't care which way. Okay? So that means it really got those vent systems on there. We need to go knock a vent system off. So pick one of those vents. Any one of them vents.
One of these ones?
When you're done with this, you're going to be like, this is really cool. No, you want to pick on the properties. You want to see what it is. Vent 21, delete vent 21. You see? You just right click and delete.
Oh, no, I think I can hit. Okay, good. You can hit the delete button.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that might be fine. Go pick another one of those pink ones. We want to keep getting rid of until we're done with the pink ones. 14. See that? See how it's pink, but it says it's undefined? Go stretch your 3D box once. I don't care, just a little bit in any direction. See, they lied to you. See why I had to do that with that section box? So I still see some vents that are bad. There's a pink vent down in the bottom corner.
But
Get rid
see,
of that bugger.
I think that's supposed to be vent, isn't it?
It is. It is. It is. But
Okay, I'm sorry. 20.
Vent 20. What does that think it
That's
is?
grease trap that's supposed to be a vent. I'm assuming this is where it goes up and out. They were not very clear on some of those things.
That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead and get rid of it. See, what we're going to do is we're actually going to charge the system, and we can then solve our problems that way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's vent. Okay.
all right. So now what you want to do is you want to charge the system, and this is where you got to hope like hell that you don't have a leak through somewhere. Okay. So
Oh, I know there is. I know this isn't connected. This isn't connected.
Well, pick that little, but no, the transition next to it. Yeah, get rid of that. We don't need that anymore.
Should I connect these?
Okay, I see why that was there. I would have probably deleted the elbow and the little short piece, and then I would have done a fillet between the two. All right. Now that bottom horizontal one, we need no. Yeah, actually, it's going to be in both of those. You can fix that guy too if you want. So those last two, I don't like what I'm seeing. Actually, the last three, because they don't transition from vent to waste. So go down to that one of those last. Well, go ahead.
Let me say something here. I think that I came to the resolution that this one actually is supposed to tie into this so that it can get out. That's what I was thinking. And then it goes up here.
More than likely, that's exactly right.
So can I go ahead and tie him in?
Hell yeah, I don't care. All right. Now you need to perform the brakes to prevent those leaks. So what I need you to do is I need you to go look at one of those traps.
These?
Yeah, let's see.
Or these?
What I'm looking for is where the vent line runs off the trap.
I think that's this right here, isn't it?
Yeah. And see, what happened is there used to be a little transition in there. And when Misty did a move or somehow that transition got wiped out. So what I want to do is I want to show you how it works. So the horizontal pipe, we're going to do the break in that horizontal pipe. Okay. The reason being close to the elbow, very
this
close
elbow?
to, right. Yeah, but not too close that it's going to be a pain in the ass for us, but close. All right. Pick on that. I got that object that you just got. That did not work. So undo that. All right. Now pick the piece of pipe and change that to event type where it says DWV. No, up top. I need you to put that to vent or vent opposite. And you're going to know that answer by when you do this split. So now split that sucker. Now exit or escape and pick him. Now look, see how the sanitary's going the wrong direction and the vent's going the wrong direction? You see their little icons? So you can either delete it or undo. I don't care which one.
Oh, that's why opposite.
That's why opposite. Okay. And see, that could actually be slid all the way down. It doesn't really matter. We all know that fitting doesn't really exist in the world. That fitting is to keep us charged up. Now I'm going to show you how that charging works. So zoom out a little bit to the next elbow upstream of him. Nope. I want to see that line that we just did. All right.
Oh.
Nope. Right there. There. You're good. I want you to take just that elbow and blow that elbow away.
This one?
Uh-huh. Now, if you've done this correctly, if you pick that pipe and you go to the little blue dot on the end and you say draw pipe, it should automatically be drawing in the proper vent. So right click and say add pipe. And then draw a little bit 90 degrees. Perfect. See what it did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's because that system was charged with that control from that fitting that I created. Now,
Okay.
if you have any leak overs, then you get that green blah blah crap. And you see if you deleted those two, delete that elbow and that little stub you drew. Now try filleting both directions. So try it once and then do an undo and then try the other way. See, that tells you you have a leak all the way back to that last elbow. You with me? So do an undo.
Do what? Undo?
And undo. And then I wanted you to see that if you pick the gray pipe first, no, I wanted you to see if you pick the gray. Where are you going? Yeah. All right. See, because that system is charged, sometimes that won't happen when you do the fillet the other way. So we want to do an undo. We want to do an undo because we don't want that to happen. Okay. What we need to do is we need to put splits in the pipes so that if each one of those lines is charged where that vent crosses over. And then what you'll do is you'll do a little test and you'll say, add a piece of pipe. So I want to show you that the exact same thing has happened downstream. So if you pick the sanitary line, right, pick it, right click and say add, create similar. Say inherit elevation up across the top.
I'm not seeing it. There it is.
Snap to the middle of the pipe, right? And come straight out, right? There you go. That should charge the system as green, and it did not. The reason being, it made it roof drain. So do an undo. Try that exact same process. Once you do this setting once, so you don't forget the inherent elevation, or it's going to tell you can't do it.
Come on.
Wait before you go any further. See where it says system type? Change that to a grease waste.
Does it matter? There it is.
And you see how it went too far, except on that one line? You gotta go figure out where that break is at. And then see what I normally do is I just delete that piece of pipe and remove the T from it. And that's how I charge a system.
So I just split here, split here, split. Okay.
Yeah, but you're better off deleting the grease waste that you just applied because it stretched too far. And see what I do is I usually, like, a lot of times I'll control. I would have preferred had you picked what kind of grease waste was that, what number was that, and then be able to say, I can go over there and just delete that.
Oh, right? I got you.
See, it's GW5 because GW5 was opened up. So then you just delete that. Now remember, stretch the box. That's why I wanted you to do this, because you got to remember these steps. And did you see how it was broken from the one spot to the other?
Hey, hey, Revit. I didn't see that instructional in the manual anywhere.
And I don't think you will.
Wow. Well.
And now just remember, see that as you might have to divide that a little bit to conquer it. Like just break just that bathroom loose and get it straightened out. All you do is blow elbows away and then come back and refill it, them things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I understand it. It doesn't make sense.
What is going to be so beautiful is when you realize that each one of your vents you've actually got into a system and you know exactly which hole in the roof it ties into. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's necessary, but you're going to be so thrilled when we end up fixing all the systems in the mechanical so that we can explore and just look at each system on its own.
yeah.
Okay,
No, I agree with that. To be honest with
what you're
you,
doing there, that's level 10 ninja jujitsu shit. And if you want me to do it, I'll be glad to do it. I've done it
no,
three times. I've done
that's
it three
fine.
times thanks to Revit. So I'm not going to lie to you. I agree. It's not exactly what you want to do to be making progress, but dude, the results are going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay. You will understand each system.
Like I said, it's just that I know we want to work with what we've been given because it's no sense wasting it, but it's just so frustrating that there's zero. When I was working for the design in the design teams in California, at the A&E firm, um, I was specific about where my duct hit. I was specific about where my pipes went. I knew that would already be to be a problem even before I got to Rosenden.
Right.
And I don't know if that was knowing that it made the drawing faster, but it always made sense to me. Why would you put it at any fractional number if the thing snaps you into a
Some
good
people, some
location?
some people can't even get those fractions away.
Well,
Misty was telling me in the mechanical file, if you wouldn't mind checking it in your file, if you go to the manage units, then the mechanical, and I'll be honest,
project
I can't.
units.
No. Yeah, that's it. That was it. Project units, and then at the top, the common, change that to mechanical. No, you're in
HVAC.
plumbing. Plumbing. Is there a plumbing one?
Yeah,
All right, and then go to your pipe sizes. What's that say?
fractional inches,
Yeah, but to the nearest what?
inch,
So guess what happens if you tag a 3/4 inch line?
eighth.
If you have 5/8
Wait, say it
lines,
again.
if in other words, Misty was finding that all of her 3/4 inch pipe was actually tagged as 1 inch pipe because it was rounded. So you probably want an eighth.
Yeah,
I don't know what she actually went to be honest with you.
is that the only thing I need to change?
I would say probably not. I would say pipe insulation thickness. Check it. Make sure that that is reading at least to an eighth, right? Because we were putting 1.5 inch stuff on some stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You can see I adjusted the slope one.
Okay. That was interesting.
That would have caught you later when you started tagging more. And you're like, why is this 1.5 inch pipe coming 2 inches? Why are these two pipes that are two different sizes called out as both 2 inches? Because
Yeah.
one's 1.5, one's 2, and one's 2.5.
Okay. The thing that I wanted to say that I am impressed with. Well, let me just go find one real quick. I'm gonna go back to this.
Yeah. Now you're wasting your waste copier setup and close your damn view or your systems browser. We're going to use that systems browser. You got a bunch to do with that systems browser.
All right. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for Casino Floor 8. And I want to go. And I'll tell you what, that the blue line, which I'm assuming is cold water, when I snap into it or whatever, It drags, man. The other lines heal pretty quickly, but it drags.
That's because it's hit the buffer of too many objects in that system. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And what would be good is for us to break that and create that into 3 different systems.
I got you.
But think about it, all your domestic cold water is typically one system. It's all coming from the same spot.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Revit wise, it's a real annoyance.
All right. So let me just take a quick peek at what these lines are doing. Because I sometimes when you blow stuff away, it's a little hard to get it to come back correctly. All right, so I'm going to take all these. They're at 10.8. I'm going to put them in 11.4. 11'4". That's going to be the hot water return blowing up. All right. So what I wanted to thank.
It's going to go right through your diffuser.
Well, I'm not quite done yet. Trust me, they have. Look at this, Brian. How do you think that works? You got a soffit head here. You see that? And they just run the pipe. The zero.
You need to raise that whole vent line.
I'm going to. That's my intent. That's what I've been doing.
Yep.
I've been seeing this everywhere. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to adjust this. This is me just doing the quick numbers from what I do, and then I go back and I make sure we're clear. This is my point. You told me this the other day, and it is very nice to be able to just snap on this, and it will rotate unless so basically. Actually, that one didn't do it right, did it?
That's because you're at the same elevation. Those two are better both at the same elevation.
No way. 10.8. I thought I raised that up.
This view right here, you should have insulation turned off.
I did. Well, I did, but it has to be on for slope or for something. One of the tags that has to be on for. That's what I was doing.
All right. Well, all I'm saying.
Why did that all? Oh, I did this side. That's what I did. Yeah, 11.4. Okay. I was looking at the wrong side. I'm sorry. So my point is that when you tie these in, they actually roll that correctly. Now, that is unless, of course, there's a reducer attached directly to it.
Right.
This one's going to go out and then up with another elbow.
Well, probably does that. That usually is an indicator that it doesn't have enough height offset.
No.
What the hell did that do?
It went straight. It went straight up, and then it came towards us.
You just need to have 2 views and look at that in the section box. And I'll be honest with you. Listen, here's the reason that you can't argue this point.
I know. Listen to me though. That's what it did right there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you're saying that's because there's not enough room. I'm saying if you take this guy and you rotate him up,
and then connect into,
now he's fine. Oh, don't crash. What's going on?
He's calculating into all that connection.
That works fine. But it's only if there's a reducer directly attached to any part of the T.
Yeah, well, those all should probably be reducing T's.
I would think so as well.
Yeah.
But and you can see, look at this. This is their pipe sizing is so off. They better look at what we've put on this.
Well, that's what we've said. That's what we said. That's exactly the problem we said.
Because I don't think you can tap a 3-inch off of a 2-inch, 2.5-inch main.
No, they're more than likely they got mistakes. They tried to push these drawings out and they were struggling. And I get all that.
Let me go ahead and tie these in so I know which ones are moved. Because then what I do is I take these and I straighten
See how
them
that
out.
one didn't have that problem, and yet it had a reducer? It's because of the room that's required in that offset. That's why I kicked that one that way.
Yeah, but why didn't it do it the second time I did that? I'm stuck.
And this is
It's frozen.
this is where you'll get into utter frustration because you're trying to make good ground, and this is where Revit is so damn frustrating. And what you need to do is go upstream and downstream of where you're working.
Oh, do you see why that was frozen?
Why? Oh, because you hit help.
I bumped F1
Yep.
and was looking for the help menu. That was a nice addition to what they've screwed me with.
They didn't give you the help.
I'm actually going to call them and see if they can give me a discount.
Tell them you want to log a complaint, and while you're working on it, you don't expect to be charged for it.
So then I go in here and I'll even these out off the column grids, and then I dimension them, and I got a pretty good system going. But I'm doing a lot in one area at a time.
Well,
so.
what I'd like is I'd like what Misty did was very good. She told me an assessment because she's done multiple sheets of how long it was going to take to do.
You said it was about an hour a sheet.
She was looking at an hour a sheet to dimension mechanical. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which I would say for dimensioning and tagging, that's not unheard of. But the reason is I'm not going as fast is because I'm also coordinating a lot of shit.
Well, and that's where that doesn't necessarily help you if you're doing too much at once, because then you're not doing any one of it great. What I'd rather you do is let's get everything tagged and dimensioned, at least for the service level. Okay.
Service level's done.
So
you mean go back and recheck it?
The service level overhead is done. All of your pipes in the plenum.
Service? No, I think what's the one we did last week?
Casino Underground, which appeared to you to be service level, but you will be able to copy most of your tags and dimensions from that casino to the service level.
And we don't need to do service level underground, do we? Because it's already done.
And you see, you probably would have been better not opening the whole file, the whole view, maybe one of the just sub views.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Does not look to be dimensioned, but I would like to know.
Now what happens is when you did the dimensioning last week on the underground, most of that will copy over, but understand this is really only intended to be the service level overhead, which Yair is probably going to ask for this week.
So I should have been doing this?
Well, you should be able to copy and paste all your tags and dimensions from your underground to this.
Okay.
And be very close except for the room names. Now, when you're doing this, you're hurting yourself by having all your Revit links on. This is
no, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can see what I've done in here. I've turned most everything off in here. I know you said turn the walls off, but I like to know where I'm at. And I actually mostly go to this view with my domestic.
Yeah, but you're not hearing what I'm saying. The reason Misty's going to kick your ass in tagging and dimensioning is because she's gone down to the Revit links and she's unloaded fire protection, electrical. No, not there. Not there.
I understand what you're saying.
Yep, that's where I'm talking about. So when she's tagging and dimensioning, she unloads the vertical transportation, the mechanical, the fire protection, the electrical, or I'm sorry, the electrical fabrication.
Brian, but I'm coordinating these pipes, and that's why I need the other on. That's why it slows me down.
The problem is you're just slowing you down. It's going to drag you down. When
All
you're
right.
tagging in dimension, this is the moral of this story is if you take this in the right size bites,
Yeah, I
it'll make,
understand. I just when I tag it, when I dimension it, and I see the crap numbers, I want to fix them quick, and then I
well, see, you should fix them then. You should fix them then, right then.
yeah, but then it blows stuff up, and you have to research what it's
You're
blowing up.
telling me that moving a pipe by less than half inch to
No, not that, not that. But I understand what you're saying.
you're going to lose the battle because I've thought this one through. This one here, I'm telling you, it's worked much better for Misty. She was told me today she was picking up ground and she thought she could do more like half hour a sheet. And I said, isn't it great when you get faster, but you get paid what you should get paid for the sheet? An hour a sheet is very reasonable price. Now, you get it done as fast as you want to get it done. And if you don't want to unload those links and you want to wait for that to happen, and if you don't understand how to break the cold water system so that you don't have that delay, once you realize deleting 4 elbows from your cold water system and having 4 different cold water systems so that you can click, 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 click,
No, I
click.
remember when we used to do that. I got you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying. I mean, that's how we get faster. Now, I give you, in a typical job, you get paid to be there by the hour. I don't want that to be the situation. I want you to get faster and faster and faster and get paid accordingly.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's how we're going to be able to complete this. What you need to be thinking about is you're either going to be documenting or we're going to be cleaning up. And I'll give you, it makes a lot more sense for us to do our cleanup run this week. I'll be in the mechanical. I was going to do it tonight, but I don't know that I want to push it that late. I can see you're
Yeah,
already
I'm
a little
running
bit.
out of steam. So
Oh, I can see that. I can see that. That's where I'm saying we need a good time tomorrow where we can both punch that. Understand?
Okay.
I've got a couple other things that I'm juggling too. It's going to be a hectic week for me. I got the crane and the pipe coming on Wednesday. I don't see a problem. If you will just take my advice, I know it's frustrating, sleep on it, but I showed you a couple tricks that can really cut some time off.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Come back at it with a fresh mind. Give me some more questions about that systems. When you understand how that systems work, I'm telling you, by Friday, you're going to be like, Brian, that was the best thing ever. Okay?
Yeah.
Hopefully we get someone else to join in. Eventually, I really like you to be trying to control the chat on this, and I'd love to see other people join us. All right?
Yep. All right, man.
Anything
Yeah, I
else
think
you
I'm
want to
gonna.
anything else you want to show me, or are you good? If you're good for tonight, dude, I appreciate your effort. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. It's actually a lot of good stuff. It's a lot of good stuff. But I showed you some tricky concepts that should make it flow a little bit smoother. Let's get a good hard day in the plumbing file tomorrow.
All right.
And I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing. Why don't
There's
you?
there's a few spots where I've got some stuff where I've intentionally left myself in the duct because I've researched it and I know the duct needs to shift a certain whatever.
Well, buddy, tomorrow you can download the duct and you could start with that alone right there. Okay.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
What I need you to do is I need you to save and post.
All right.
I'm about to run another check set of drawings, and then I figured we could have one of these sessions where we look at the check set of drawings and I can pause the video and we can just talk about what we'd like to do, and then someone can grab a file and do that shit to it.
Okay.
Let's turn the insulation off. Let's do this. Let's not make the architectural underlay. Couple little steps, and then you and Misty can clean those files, and our check set should be like exponentially better.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me do a compact and
yeah, I'll look for the posting in a little bit, and then, like I said, I'm going to run us a check set so that we can watch it tomorrow.
Okay.
So we can get it. You know, then when you're watching check set, you can also feel like, Well, I'm about halfway through, or I'm about a third of the way through. We can get assessment of where we're at. We can complete this job, which that's the one thing no one tells you is Revit jobs don't ever seem to get completed.
Not
Right?
in an office.
Not in an office. Not inside the box, they don't.
No, I got a fucking thing on my screen. There it goes. The video glitches on this. I've had them
Oh,
before.
that's awesome. That was fun. What is it doing?
I was stretching the screen.
Well, it was definitely giving us some weird feedback.
All right. That's saved. I am out of that file.
All right. Well, we'll presume hopefully have a good meeting tomorrow.
All right, man.
I just want to keep evolving our process to getting better. That's what people don't seem to be doing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I guess toodles for yoodles. Thank you for the hard work, man.
No problem. I will let you know. I'll shoot you a text when I get up.
All right, later, buddy.
Later.